Are you bored of the perfectly minimalist and safe design? Today, we're breaking design rules and embracing the raw and unrefined with these brutalist poster designs. I will be designing two posters while taking you through my process, diving into the philosophy and history of this design genre. Firstly, what is brutalism? Brutalism in design is an aesthetic philosophy, not just a style. It's rooted in post-war architecture of the 1950s, famous for its use of the raw, unfinished concrete, also known as béton brut in French. It's not about being brutal, it's about being raw and exposed, celebrating the material in its natural, unfinished state. Brutalism's philosophy is the anti-aesthetic, which contrasts and rejects the minimal and sleek design that is commercial today, its core being function over frivolous form. It shows structural honesty, stripping away the polish to reveal the structure, the utility, and sometimes the discomfort. In architecture, this means exposed concrete and wiring. It's about honesty and function over frivolous ornamentation. It means exposed grids, visible cropping marks, distressed textures, and unpolished high-contrast visuals, even breaking composition rules. Brutalism is confrontational and unapologetic, as it seeks to challenge the viewer's expectations. Now that I've introduced what brutalism is, I'll be taking you through my process and explaining the reasons behind my designs. For my first poster, I went with a more grunge and rebellious feel. I'm now removing the background from these brutalist buildings using the selection tool, placing them at the bottom. I then added some words embodying brutalism and changed their fonts, starting to play around with the composition and hierarchy. For the headline, I used the black grunge font as it's bold and distressed, and scaled it oversized, forcing it to dominate the space. I then made the background red for a high contrast primary color. I experimented with text orientation, placing them asymmetrically and close together to create visual tension. I changed some of the text to Armoria font and the Pixel Operator font for its retro pixelated look, creating a sense of imperfection. I added an image of wolf eyes for a sense of danger and tension, and played with the image's blending modes so they blend into the background. I added some radioactive icons for danger and changed the blending mode of an image of wolves fighting, which communicates violence, adding to the grunge aesthetic. Following that, I cut out some abstract patterns that look like flames and changed the blending mode of a concrete texture and scratch texture to color burn as a background overlay, creating a sense of age. I proceeded to cut out some shapes to decorate the composition with symbols that are grunge. Despite using a grid as a guideline, I intentionally broke its rules, using an asymmetrical layout with most of the bolder elements crowded on the right side, creating a sense of imbalance, evoking a dynamic and unstable feeling. Finally, this is the finished first poster. The second poster has a Japanese kitsune theme, as I was inspired by the Japanese cyberpunk aesthetic that will complement the brutalist genre as it combines traditional and modern elements. I started off by getting inspiration from the kitsune, which is a fox spirit and is popular in contemporary culture. I changed the blending mode of the kitsune artwork and tattoo icons, playing with composition of the text using a grid. I made the headline the largest element using the Dr. Glitch font, as it has a glitch effect, creating a distorted look, dominating the top of the poster. I then changed the blending mode of the image to a subtract filter for a monochrome look. I added the text, which is a Japanese quote about the kitsune, in the pixel operator font, with its Japanese characters, and experimented with the composition of the text. Then I cut out fire elements using the lasso tool and changed their blending modes to overlay to blend into the background. I added the coordinates of Kyoto and arranged the text vertically along the left edge of the poster. I also changed the Japanese text to flow vertically, following the traditional writing style. I added a noise texture in the soft light blending mode to add some grain, and added a glitch texture overlay. I placed a camera screen image with an overlay over an image of Kyoto's Uji station that has brutalist architecture. I added an image of an artwork depicting the Shinto goddess Inari with a kitsune and a warrior, using an overlay blend mode for contrast. I then cut out some grunge patterns and changed the color to red, with an overlay mode to blend into the red background to look like fire. Now that the second poster is done, it's time to present both finished posters. Overall, I'm satisfied with the finished result, and I enjoyed the freedom of experimentation and play because of this aesthetic. What are your thoughts on the posters? If you want more design process videos, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And be sure to watch my previous logo design video if you haven't already, and thank you for watching.